My name is Cormac Taylor. I'm a member of Group 22, along with Viraj Patel, Yash Yagnik, and Marcel Castilla. Uh, I'm going to be showing off our 546 final project. While we get started, I'm going to import all of the libraries that we used. As you can see, the preliminary instructions are at the bottom of the README file. Once that's all in, we're going to populate the database. And then lastly, start up our server. Beautiful. So here's the homepage of our website. As you can see, the games that we show off are randomly selected from our collection, so users get a preview of what's to come. In terms of what's accessible without having signed in, you can obviously get to the homepage. The logo is a route to the homepage. You cannot discover games. You can see the calendar, but you're not able to access any of the information. Create event, none of that. And then obviously you can sign in or sign up. So we'll first show off signing up. So I'm going to sign in with some of my credentials. Note that the intended form is city, state code, but there is some flexibility. For example, there doesn't need to be space, and the state code doesn't need to be capitalized. But for now, we'll keep it like that. And then here we utilize Ajax. So for example, one of the users is John Doe, and as you can see, we request the database through Ajax and confirm or inform the user that that username is not available, and also you can't sign up when one of the Ajax requests come back negative. So for now, we'll do this, which is my name, and then a password. The password must have a capital, a special character, and a number, because we're concerned about security here. Notice how it goes from the sign up page to the login page. So we will log in. First, I'll show you a failure. So let's say I put in my username, but I put in the wrong password. Again, we're using client side. There was no reload. And when the password's not even close, like it's not to the right strength requirement, we don't even query the database or query the server at all. So I'll pop in the correct password. All right, so now this is our dashboard where we're able to update our user profile, which we'll go to next. We're able to also see our games, both the ones we own and the ones we've borrowed, and then active requests for our board games that we own. I will first update the credentials of my account just to show you some of that stuff, and then I'll log in with one of the seeded accounts, and you'll get to see what the dashboard looks like fully filled in. So as you can see, you're not able to update without having selected a field. Let's say I want to change my name to Viraj, one of our group mates. That was beautiful. And then if I wanted to change my location, maybe now I'm in Hoboken. And notice how that got filled in. That's error checking. The New Jersey got capitalized. And lastly, let's say we change our password. Well, I guess I won't do that because you can't check that. But since email and username are unique, and we sign in with our username, I'll change my username just to show you that we can. Now let's do V Patel, because we changed our name to Viraj. Notice how that was successful. We're going to go back and notice how the name is now Viraj and the V Patel is now the username. So now we're going to log out of this account and sign in with our seeded account, John Doe. There are a variety that you can choose from. We've just been using J Doe. The password we will provide, it is capital P password 1@ in case you're curious. And now this is the dashboard with some stuff filled in. So here, John Doe has Scrabble and Taboo up for available to other users. And here are some of the requests for the games that he has here. So first we can look at the games that John Doe has actually borrowed. He's currently borrowing Monopoly. Just to show you, we'll return the game, and now the game is available for other users to, for the owner to accept other users to have. And then we can also manage our games. So I can add a game, I can remove one of our existing games. Just to show you, we'll remove Taboo, and now we just have our one game, and we'll go back. Here I'll even modify our game. Notice how the current location's in San Francisco because that's where John lives, and the condition is currently new. So we'll change the condition to say well used because John really likes Scrabble. Update. Notice how it gets updated there, and obviously it also gets updated in the database. And then here I'll also show that the location gets updated. So maybe John moved over to Hoboken, and that was successfully updated. Also, the current location, we just show the city here. All right, since we removed Taboo, the active request for Taboo also went away. But as we can see, one person still wants Scrabble, George. So we can view the request and see we get all sorts of information on George. Please note that the seed data uses full addresses, but users can only put in cities. We decided to change it up because of security reasons. And note how George doesn't have any user reviews, so he doesn't have a score. So let's say George gets the game. I wasn't aware of this, but apparently the game's already borrowed, so unfortunately George cannot borrow the game. So we're going to go back to the dashboard, and I've kind of showed you the deal here. So here, since he's not able to, we'll deny the request. And now that's updated. So now we'll look at Discover Games. This is some of the cool stuff. Since remember, John is in San Francisco. The closest games are in San Francisco, but just to show you, we'll go back and we'll change it up. Maybe John moved to Hoboken, like I said before, but only the game had moved to Hoboken before. Now, John's actually in Hoboken. So now we can go back to Discover Games and see how the closest game, the game closest to me is currently in Hoboken. And this is all of the games in our database that the user can choose from. Notice how some of them are super far away, like San Francisco. So we can close down the radius to say maybe 2 miles from within Hoboken. And now when we submit, there are far less games because these are the only games within 2 miles of Hoboken. Additionally, we can sort by highest rating, either with all of the games. Notice how this has a perfect score of 5. Or we can also limit it to maybe 3 miles within Hoboken and see this game is now the best. So we'll show off some of the statistics on the game itself. So here, the game's owned by Charlie W. That's who we'll be requesting the game from. The kitchen is currently new, and this rating is pretty good. Here we have the description from our API. Yeah, you can see here are some of the game reviews for the game itself. So maybe I'll write a review. Maybe I've played this game before and it's awesome. I love it. So let's write it's awesome. So good. Right? And then the review is, I don't know, we'll just type in some random stuff just to get to hit the minimum. And then here we submit, and awesome, our review has been posted. So we'll go back, and now we can see, awesome, our review is here. So we can also delete our review if we're not a fan of what we wrote, because here I wrote gibberish, so I'll just delete it. And here we are. Now the game is deleted. And obviously that's the case for all the games. Some, depending on the seating, has more comments and some have less. And then we can also query the API for specific games. So maybe I really want to play Sorry. Sorry. right? We can submit. So now we're looking for sorry, which is called to our API. And notice how there are a bunch of variants. Unfortunately, there wasn't really a good way to search otherwise, but we can kind of scroll around and finally, oh, here's what I was looking for. Maybe search this game. Oh, awesome. We have one of these available in our database. One Edward owns it, and maybe I want to make a request. So I would love to have sorry for the weekend, and then I'll make a request. So now I've successfully requested Edward, which would populate in his dashboard over here for him. Alrighty, so that was about it for the games. Then we can, here is a global chat between everybody. So similar to how events are available to every user of the site, the chat room also is. So you can follow up and coordinate publicly about certain things, or query about certain things. So here, here's John Doe. He commented. He was asking about some tournament or something. And then here we can add some message. So like, hi, I'm new here. Looking for a group to start gaming with. So we can hit that, and now my comment is here. Nope, I lied. It's at the bottom. Alrighty. So lastly, we're going to talk about the event. So here we have a calendar of all the upcoming events. Currently, we only have 3 seated. Chess tournament coming up this Thursday. So we'll hit on that, and we'll look at some of the event details. So it's going to be a chess tournament, and here's the description of the event. And then Jane is the organizer, so we slapped in her email address. So if you want to talk about it more outside of the global chat. And then unfortunately it's in San Francisco, because now we John live in Hoboken. But say we're going back for the weekend, so we want to RSVP. So now we RSVP'd to the tournament, so the owner of the event is going to be able to see what's going on there. So let's say I want to create an event. I don't know, a sorry meetup. Meetup. And the location is Hoboken, because that's where we're going to be. And then, I don't know, I'm new in town and want to meet people and play sorry. And then maybe next weekend we're going to be back in San Francisco for that chess meetup, so maybe the 28th is when that's going to happen. So here it gets populated. Sure, we can delete. Oh, turns out John also made Monopoly meetup, so maybe we'll get rid of the Monopoly meetup and only concern ourselves with the sorry. And now it's the Monopoly meetup's gone.